What's up and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 213. I think I pressed the record button this time. Okay, I definitely pressed it last time too. We went over this. I have the slight footage of it starting. It's just like I double pressed the button and didn't realize and it just ended.
Yep.
Which is awful.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask again.
No, we're recording. I think so. I think we're good for now.
Go ahead and periodically check that. Just
Yeah, that's a thing I'm like nervous about now for whatever reason.
You should be. All that great material, and of course, has to be on the one podcast where we just like had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And just had a really smooth podcast, and it wasn't quite as scuffed as normal. And
don't worry, there's more to talk about this week because NFL free agency started.
Yeah, that's some wild shit going
Lots
on
of
there.
money flying around today, boys. Can I have some?
Lots of money and man meat flying around. Yep.
Lots of man meat, that's true.
Yep.
Oh, man. So you said you had something to rant about again, though?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Bruh. Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't know how to. I don't know how to get into this rant. It's just.
What are we
it
ranting
pisses me
about?
off so much. I'm ranting about mechanic shops and dealerships and whoever that decides they think they should own a business and fix vehicles like hail damage and stuff like that.
Oh, did you get more information from him since the last time we talked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. I'm intrigued. Give us the whole story. So,
Okay.
Hold on. I'll preface this. Wonder's truck got hitted by the hail.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't do much. Got some dents, broke his windshield.
Yep.
Insurance gave him some money to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Mm-hmm. So, if you ever want to know how much a dealership or a mechanic shop is screwing you or the insurance over, don't allow them to know what how much you get paid or how much the insurance is planning on giving you first. Just ask them for a quote how much it would take to fix something before they know how much you're getting paid. And just watch and learn how much they're screwing everybody over. So I go into this place knowing that they've screwed me over before, but that's not, we live in a very, unpopulated area with very little towns around us, so we don't have much, like, it's either go to this place or drive 2.5 hours to somewhere else, and I didn't want to do that, but I wanted to see, I wanted to at least let them give me an estimate first to see what they, if I wanted to go with them, if they weren't going to be super assholey about it. So I went, had them look at my truck, and I sat down with them and I said, okay, how much would it cost to do my hood, my windshield, and my corner panels? And he says, oh, well, it's, we'll have to replace the hood, because there's a real sizable dent right on a seam on your hood, so you can't really get that kind of dent out of a hood. So we'll have to replace the hood and do the quarter panels. And if we replace the hood, we recommend that you get it blended, which is basically they go and they respray your quarter panels and your hood so that it looks like, my truck's white, so that would be a pretty easy color to just buy and spray, and it's not as bad like black or blue or whatever. White's not as bad, but I still didn't want to have that slight off color, like them being slightly, like one's like ice white and the other one's just like white, other kind of white, and they're not quite matching. I would notice things like that and it would drive me nuts. So I was like, go ahead and blend it. How much would it cost to do that too? And he's like, well, to do the roof and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not real worried about my roof. Just don't worry about the roof. Don't do the roof. How much would it cost to do this? And he finally says, it'll cost probably around $2,660. And I'm like, okay. Granted, the insurance gave me $4,100 at this time. So I'm like, okay, all right, I can work with that, because I planned on using that insurance money for something else on my truck, because my truck had my headlights, one of my headlights didn't work at all, and had problems with the other headlight, and they were getting super oxidized and actually starting to split because it spent 13 years outside. So I decided, okay, I'm going to use the extra insurance money to buy headlights. And then there's a steel bumper on the front that it's white, basically it's painted white, but it's steel underneath. And after years of rocks hitting it and tumbleweeds, smacking tumbleweeds on the highway and stuff, it's chipped the paint off. Because it's steel, it's beginning to rust, and I don't like that. I just really did not like that. And so I planned on allocating some of that money to, since they were already going to be doing the, spraying and repainting, I figured they could unscrew 2 bolts, pull this thing off, and respray it. I figured maybe that was $200-300 right there, maybe 400 at the most. And so after it was all said and done, I figured $3,200, somewhere in there. Maybe $3,400 at the most. So that's what I had in my mind as far as what I was going to pay. And then still have some money left over because at some point I'm going to have my valve lifts replaced because, it's a Chevy and it's got 200,000 miles on it. And so it's not really a super big issue. It's just I can hear the valves peening and it drives me crazy. It'll probably drive another 500,000 miles without fixing it, but it's one of those things that I don't want to wait till I'm losing oil pressure before I start replacing this type of stuff, So I was like, well, maybe if I, have enough money left over, I can work on maybe getting that stuff repaired, because the insurance doesn't directly deal with like the dealerships or the mechanic shops or anything. They don't directly deal with them anymore, or ours doesn't anyway. They instead send the person the money. So they sent me a $4,100 check. The insurance doesn't care really what you do with the money. Over the years of paying $400, $500, $600 a month for, and plus premiums and shit like that. And we don't have claims very often. So in the insurance's eyes, that's your money to do it. That's why they tend to lowball you sometimes, because they'll give you the absolute, like, if you somehow found the cheapest mechanic ever, So I expected $4,100 to be maybe a little cheap if I was doing the whole truck.
Right.
And so anyway, in the eyes of the insurance, they paid that money. All you have to do is show that you had repairs done on your vehicle, and basically in the eyes of the insurance, it's been repaired. That's how it works. They could technically call up whoever and be like, hey, how much work did you do? Did you do the whole truck? Blah, blah, blah. They could do that. And then if you have another claim, they can come out and be like, okay, well, we know you didn't have the roof repaired, so we're not going to pay for that, but we'll pay for the rest of it because we know you had that repaired. Technically, they could do that. But they don't do that. They don't really care. Really, it's your money. Technically, you pay for the insurance, like a lot of money for the insurance. It's ridiculous how much you pay for insurance these days.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I had a set number in my head. So our baseline is $2,660. So I told him, I said, okay, well that works for me. And he says, okay, we'll start the process, we'll get the paperwork going, blah blah blah. So I thought it was a done deal. I come to drop the truck off, and so it's like an older father and his son that kind of run this business. And so I'm like, okay, so I have my girlfriend drive, and I go and drop off the truck at, a couple days later, and the older guy's there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so yeah, and then I kind of, made sure that we're all on the same page, and I said, well, he quoted me $2,660, so that'll be our baseline. If it ends up being a couple $100 more for spray painting and stuff, and I said, I already have the headlights bought. Keep in mind, I have already bought the headlights to replace, and they're sitting in the truck. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, but he says that won't cost any extra because when we take the hood off to replace it, we have to take the headlights off. And so really, we'll just put the new ones on and call it good. I'm like, okay, that works, that's cool, And so then, I kind of reiterated, like, yep. So I was like, so yeah, so if it ends up being a little bit more than $2,660, it's fine, because you're spraying that other piece of metal. I'll pay for the paint, basically. And the guy, the older guy kind of goes, well, we can kind of do like half the roof, and then, so that way you don't have to pay your premium. And I'm like, what do you mean pay my premium? I am not doing the whole truck. I said, don't touch the roof. Just do the windshield, the hood, the quarter panels, and then the little extra stuff. And he's like, oh, well, we'll see what we can do to get you, try and keep you from paying a premium. And I kept saying, no, I'm going to have money left over. Because at this time, all of a sudden, his mood has changed because he finally got a hold of the claim number, which allows him to go look and see how much the insurance paid me. So all of a sudden, now he's changing his tune because he found out that the insurance paid me $4,100. But that's for the whole truck. $4,100 for the whole truck if I were to do it. That's my decision if I want to do that. But I don't care about the roof because nobody sees the roof. Unless you're standing in the back, but not very many people's going to be standing in the back. And plus, the damage on the roof, is not as sizable as the stuff that's on the hood because your roof is a lot more solid metal than the hood. And keep in mind, I just looked it up. To replace my hood for my year truck is like $300 to replace the hood. Just buy a brand new hood, $300. And it's $180 to replace my windshield. So it's not like those are super outrageous priced, you would think. So I'm like, okay, that $2,600 makes more sense now, because I was thinking it might be more because of the hood. I was thinking the hoods costed more than they did, which they do for some vehicles, but not mine, because it's a 2011. And so anyway, so I was like, well, okay. And he's like, and the old guy goes, well, and we might have the insurance adjuster come back out just because they tend to lowball and stuff like that. So we'll have them come back out and we'll go through the truck with him just to make sure that we're kind of on the same page. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. If you want to do that, just knock yourself out. I don't really care if you want to drag the adjuster out again, And so anyway, he and I specifically several times said, okay, well, after the insurance guy, make sure you text me, call me, whatever, and let me know what's going on. If you guys happen to find more damage or whatever, or if it ends up being, a little bit more money, stuff like that, just let me know. Call me. Make sure you call me. I said that several times. Oh yeah, we'll send you a text, is what they said. We'll shoot you a text, or we'll call you. And I was like, okay, great. Didn't hear from him for like 3 weeks. And then I get a phone call from my insurance. And he's there, it's like, hey, just want to let you know, this place brought us back in, and they said they found more, we determined that there is a little more damage to your truck than originally anticipated. We're going to send you another $3,500. And I'm like, oh, all right. That'll help me, fix the rest of my truck right there, because I'm still thinking, I'm not going to pay more than $3,300, $3,400, And so anyway, I'm like, okay, that's cool, or whatever. So another 2 weeks goes by. I finally get a phone call from him, and I was just thinking about, well, maybe I should call him and see if there's some kind of problems or whatever's going on. Maybe I should call him. But I get a phone call at the end of work today, and I answer, and he's like, hey, is this such and such? And I say, yeah. I'm like, okay. And he goes, yeah, your truck's done. And I'm like, it's done? He goes, yeah, your truck's done. And I was like, well, you guys didn't call me before you started working on it. I asked you to get a hold of me before you started to work on it. Because if you guys decided to flop your prices on me all of a sudden, I could just say, no, I'm going to go someplace else that's fair. That was my plan. But they never got a hold of me, and they just fixed my truck without calling me. And I was like, okay, well, what are we looking at? What do I owe you? And he says, well, you owe me $100. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, is the insurance sending you a check or something? And he goes, yeah, the insurance is sending us money. You owe us $100. And then he goes, that doesn't sound right. And he goes, hold on a second. He puts me on hold. So I'm like, what the fuck? And so 5 minutes later, he comes back on. He goes, oh, so you actually owe us $4,100. Huh. You know, exactly the same amount that the first check was from the insurance. $4,100. I'm like, well, how is it $4,100? I said, you quoted me $2,660. That's our baseline. I expected it to be a little bit more than that, but how in the hell is it $4,100? How do I owe you $4,100? He goes, well, that's you'll write us out a check for $4,100. We'll sign the paperwork. You can be on your way, and then the insurance is sending us the rest of the money. And I'm like, the rest of the money? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah. I was like, well, how much was it altogether? And he goes, that's about $8,360 or something like that, which happens to be the exact amount of money with both of the checks from the insurance is. And I'm like, how in the hell is it almost $8,400? How'd it go from $2,660 to $8,400 all of a sudden? After you guys have realized how much the insurance is giving me. And I said, and this is without fixing the roof? He goes, yeah, that's how we're paying for your premium. So you don't have to pay the $500 premium. And I'm thinking, well, I should have a lot should not be $8,500 or whatever. I said, there's $2,000 worth of dents on the top of my roof, but I don't care because you can't see them, And I'm like, how in hell are you, sure, you saved me $500, but how the hell are you still making me pay $8,300 or $8,400 and you didn't fix my roof? There's no way, because what would it have been if I'd have done my roof? To the insurance, Like, is it $1,200? How is that $1,200 or $12,000 in damage? My truck's a 2011. That's almost more than what my truck's worth. That's almost totaled. How is that? That does not make any sense at all. There's no way there was that, and there wasn't very many dents on it. The quarter panels had nearly nothing, nearly no dents. There's just a few dents they had to work on my quarter panels, and then the hood, and then the windshield, and then the other little stuff I had them doing. That is not $8,500 worth of damage in any way, shape, or form. So I told him, I said, well, where did the rest of this why is it so much money now? And he says, well, we found more damage. We brought the insurance adjuster out. We found more damage,
But you didn't repair any more damage.
And I was like, exactly, but you didn't repair any more damage. And he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. All you have to do is sign the paperwork and you're good to go. After you just owe $4,100. That's it. And I'm like, well, that's still way too much right there,
Yeah, that's more than you quoted. Sorry, no.
Yeah, I'm stupid because I should have had him print that off right away, but I wasn't thinking about that at the moment, I thought it was a done deal already. I thought we'd already come to an agreement, and
yeah, the issue with that specific place is they're always going to try to screw you.
Yeah,
get it in writing every time.
Yep, and I should have, but I'm still gonna fight it no matter what. Because he goes, well, yeah, all you gotta do is sign the paperwork and $4,100 check or whatever, and then you can be on your way. And I was like, we'll talk when I come to pick up my truck. That's what I told him, and I hung up on him. I said, we will talk when I pick up my truck. And he goes, oh, okay, and I hung up on him. I didn't say anything after that. And so I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, there's no way. I just looked up for my truck for, like, if you were to have a really bad hailstorm come through, $500 to $5,000 is the normal price to fix my truck with extreme damage is what it says.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah, and it makes sense because because I just found a hood on my, I said 300, that's the high end. I could buy a hood for $200 right now, unpainted though, you know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is, that sounds about right. $8,500. But my thing is it was a set price until they caught wind of how much the insurance was paying me. And then all of a sudden they got the insurance to send more money. But my thing is that the insurance is thinking that they're going to be repairing the entire truck. The insurance, I didn't tell the insurance that I was going to be not fixing my roof.
Right.
I didn't tell them that. So, but the place that is fixing my truck knows that.
Right.
So the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is I'm going to go, okay, I want an itemized receipt. So I want them to list out each and every step and each and everything that I am paying for. Because they have to do that. They can't just come up with a magic number and say this is what you owe.
See, but what they're going to do is they're going to magically bullshit you with how many labor hours went into everything. That's what it's going to be. They're going to pretend that swapping out the hood was 18 labor hours and there's $4,000 right there.
People, if they want to argue
Doesn't matter. They can bullshit you all day.
I will get a lawyer. I am already ready to get a lawyer. My parents are already like, if you want a lawyer, we'll make some phone calls. We'll ask some, I'm
down for you guys to shut that place down. They've been such enormous pieces of shit for so long.
They're scamming people. They're scamming.
When I was looking into getting my Toyota fixed right after that accident, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do because insurance wasn't giving me a ton of money, and fixing it was going to be tough, and I wasn't sure what to do. I took it in there. And listening to them talk like I was an idiot was fun. Because I don't look like I'm the most mechanically inclined in any way. Mm-hmm. But listening to them straight up tell me, well, we're going to go to the junkyard and we can probably get a couple doors for $200. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to take this much work. You're going to have to cut out both A-frames and re-weld them. That takes a little bit. I get that. But all of that in a paint job, you're probably looking at like $6,000. I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. What? Where is this number coming from? Did you buy me a new car and swap the motor? What happened?
Right.
And I was like, to break this down. And they're like, well, and I'm like, yeah, never mind, I'm leaving. Because then that place in the smaller town in between here and there, the one on that corner by the stop sign, went there and I was like, yeah, it needs 2 doors and this door post and then whatever, something in the exhaust busted loose. What do you think it would cost to fix it? He's like, I don't know, $1,500 maybe. That's just depending on how long it takes for us to actually get the shit welded. And that's with the paint job. Now, to be fair, I was going to buy paint because there was a specific color of paint I wanted. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you overcharge me for paint. I found the paint I want. I can buy it tomorrow. I got it.
Right.
But yeah, that place is ridiculous. So.
They're literally scamming people over. And that's 3 times now. 3 strikes, you're out. The second time I had to deal, the first time they did my hail damage and stuff, whatever, I just paid the $500 premium and then they dealt with the insurance. And so that wasn't a big deal. The second time I dealt with them, I had a FedEx driver slam into the back of my door and then drive off. So I had to go have them fix it.
That door's still fucked up.
Yeah, it is still fucked up to this day. They went and just stripped a door off of a 2014 Chevy and slapped it on the side of my truck. And so it never fit quite right. And then the stupid window seal they had to replace for whatever reason. Or actually, it's the old window seal that came with the other truck, which is a different window, technically. And then they had to replace because the lining it must have sat there for so long that the lining was bad, like the rain guard that hugs the windshield. So they replaced that, but they didn't get it glued down or didn't do something properly because whenever the window was wet and when you go to roll it down, it would like fold up on itself and like literally my window couldn't roll down. It's old enough now that it like petrified and it's dried out and old, so it doesn't stick to the window anymore. But it's still not on there properly, and it's like literally scratched because I have like a little bit of um
Tint.
tint to it, and it's like literally scratching the tint off
Yep.
of my window because it's so bad. And so I have already like had it with this place, and they screwed me over with the price there too. But that was someone else's insurance that I ended up going through because it was on their property when it happened, so they made the claim or whatever with their special type of insurance. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, got that fixed. It's always been a problem since then. So I was already on edge after, going to this place again. That's why I was super, inquisitive about everything I've done. And and here's the funny part. Here's the kicker. They were expecting the insurance check to come straight to them from our insurance. I think the insurance is getting fed up with these dealerships screwing them over, and so now they're starting to send the money straight to the car owner instead of
My insurance always
straight to the
has
dealership.
sent it straight to me.
Well, we go through. I'll just say it. We go through Progressive. They have always just went straight through the dealership until a few years ago. So like the first year they stopped doing that was like the one my mom right before my mom sold her 2014 GMC. So anyway, um they were expecting that other check to go straight to them. It didn't. It showed up on my doorstep just a little bit ago. So here I am. I got a $3,500 check.
Nice.
And the guy says, "Well, you all you have to do is write a $4,100 check and sign the paperwork, and we're good." I'm tempted to not say nothing and just sign the paperwork because after that's signed, it's a done deal. We're in an agreement. That they're satisfied with
Unless you have to write a check, which is part of what they said.
What it doesn't have to be a check. I just have to pay the $4,100. So I could do it with a card, or I can do it with cash or whatever. It doesn't. They just said a $4,100 check because most people write checks. So I'm tempted to just do that, and then they will never get that other $3,500, and then But I still feel like they're screwing me over by paying $4,100. I still feel like that's too much, and so I'm thinking I'm going to do the itemized receipt, and I'm going to make them show me. I'm going to have them show me what they did, how much time it took, and if they tell me that, oh, it took 8 hours to replace the hood, or disassemble and reassemble hood, I'm going to tell them bullshit. Give me a wrench. I will disassemble the hood and reassemble it in less than 30 minutes. So you can fuck off there. Because it's literally 2 bolts. You pop the hood, there's 2 bolts on the side. You just go and pop it off. It's off. It literally takes 2 bolts. So you can't tell me that. And then I also want to see. I'm gonna make sure he because they should already have one made out, an itemized receipt. And I'm gonna go with him. If he goes, oh well, I'll go make one real quick, because I want to see how he comes up with this figure. And if he already has one made out, I'm gonna look and see. Oh, well, it shows here that you did the roof, but you didn't do the roof. So why am I being charged $3,200 to do the roof, and you didn't do the roof?
Mm-hmm.
So if I find any discrepancies, I'm just going to tell them, look, I'll pay you $3,300. We can sign the papers and we can go about our day and be fine. Or you can give me my keys and I won't call the sheriff, or you can refuse my keys and I'm going to call the sheriff. I'll call up our local sheriff and I'll tell him what's going on, and he will show up, and I'll tell him that you guys are a bunch of crooks. I'll fill out a report, and you can expect to see my lawyer here in a few days.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to amount to, because this is just, it's thievery. It's what it is. How do you go? It's like, so if I feel like if I would have said, okay, I just have liability on it or whatever, and I got to pay for it out of pocket, it would have been like $3,300 or something. But because they knew they were dealing with insurance, oh, we can screw the insurance over like we always do. We're gonna get $9,000 out of a $3,000 job. Ooh, that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no other reason they went from $2,660 quoted. And I specifically said, okay, so it's going to be this number. And he said, yes. And then I already said, it's going to be this number. Yes. Does that include labor? Yes. That's what he told me. And I was like, okay. And now all of a sudden they figure out insurance bullshit. And now it's all, it goes from 2,660 to $8,400. Bullshit. You are scamming people. And this is why insurance is so high, because insurance companies think that this is what it costs to repair vehicles when it doesn't. That's why insurance companies constantly raise prices and raise prices and raise prices, is because of these crooks trying to make triple or quadruple what their actual input is. And the other thing that drives me nuts about this place is they cut corners.
Yeah.
When they say they're going to replace something,
It's with a used thing from the junkyard.
Yes. That's literally, so they're charging you for a new hood. That's not a new hood. That's a used hood. Or like my door. They charged my insurance company for a brand new door, but they went and grabbed it off of a wrecked truck from behind their building and repainted it and slapped it on my truck, and it never worked. It's never worked properly. If it was a brand new door, it would have worked just fine. It wouldn't have any issues. You'd be able to slap it on there, and it would be just fine. Wouldn't have any problems. But they cut corners. Like last time I had that. Oh yeah, there's one thing that pissed me off about the first time I had hail damage. So the first hail damage I had a shattered windshield pretty much, and it needed replaced. You know what they did? They went in with that stupid epoxy shit and resealed it and redid the windshield instead of just getting a new windshield.
Yeah.
Because they could charge me for a new windshield and then pocket the extra cash by getting an old windshield from the junkyard.
Yeah.
Or repairing the old one with like $12 epoxies.
Yep.
So it is just an entirely big insurance fraud. It's what it is. It's fraud. It's scams and frauds. And I want to see them try to tell me how they think they're entitled to this money. I want to see where it says that they pay $600 a month for our insurance. They're not paying my insurance. The insurance money sends me money. That's my money. If I decide to take that money and go gamble it and not pay for my truck at all, that's my decision. The insurance knows that. That's what literally my insurance agent told me this. I asked him, I said, okay, so what if I decide not to fix the entire truck and use the money somewhere else? And he says, as far as the insurance is concerned, we paid for the repairs as long as it shows that you went someplace and had it repaired. In our eyes, it's been completely repaired. The whole 9 yards. Doesn't matter if you didn't do the whole 9 yards or not. We paid our part. You guys pay money into us. We basically gave that money back to you to go and repair your vehicle. So what you do with your money, technically, it doesn't matter to us. So I was like, okay, that's coming from an insurance agent that's been working there for their agency for 28 years. So I don't know. It might come down to a battle.
Gotta love a battle.
You know what the bad part is? Is it's going to end up costing me more money to fight this out. But I just so happen to have extra money that I could really use this, could really save it because I would like to buy my, own home someday. But when it comes to, doing what's right, because that's their thing. They know if anybody tries to they're going to go, oh, well, their lawyer is going to end up costing more money than what they're fighting for. So it's not, they're just going to drop, they're going to, just pay it. And
You're not
whatever. That's what
afraid. Your
most people.
parents are willing to help you. You want this fight.
I've got fuck you money, just enough fuck you money to sit here and battle this out in the courtroom. I have to. But once they figure out that, oh shit, he's serious, we could lose our business over this if it goes wrong. Yeah, that'll be like well, yeah, $3,400.
See, if I was in your position, I'd be petty enough to not care. I'm suing anyways.
Right? Because
if you just give up and move on, you're just allowing them to do this to the next guy tomorrow.
Right.
And if you're in a position where you can make it so they can't do that, part of me feels like you almost have to.
Right.
But that's also because I'm extra petty. I'm not a normal person.
And there's a part of me that would hope that they do fight it, because if I win, I have proof that they have worked on my truck 2 times beforehand through insurance claim numbers. I can literally say, okay, you owe me for all of this and this and this, and due to your negligence in not fixing my vehicle right the first time, I want money for the damages you caused due to not doing it properly. Like, next thing you know, they owe me 20 grand or more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's my rant.
And technically, all you got to do is win your court case, and they have to pay for your lawyer.
True. That's true. That is the thing in Wyoming. Most states, actually.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. So just make sure your lawyer is good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I happen to have a lot of legal experts around me. Like my, first cousin was like a Supreme Court judge. So he now teaches at the college for, legal stuff. He teaches people how to become lawyers or judges or whatever. They have classes just because of him. He decided, you know what, I'm going to teach these classes so you can offer these classes at this college. And he's a good teacher. He's super knowledgeable. He knows just about every loophole that people try to use, to get out of cases, And then I got another buddy that I shot trap with all the time, and he was the district prosecuting attorney for years. So he's full of knowledge. I could go speak with him. He's retired now, but I'm sure he knows lots of good people that are, good lawyers, and I could get a friendly discount, I don't know. I already told my parents, I said, if they want to fight me on this, I'm ready to get a lawyer. My mom and dad were like, well, might have to.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of pissed off too, because I called them. I was like, guess what they charged me? And they're like, $4,000, because they were expecting them to screw me over.
Yeah.
And I was like, $8,400, almost $8,400. And my mom's like, first thing she says is, you're not paying that. You're not paying that number. No way. Here's another thing. So right before my mom sold her newer pickup, her 2014 GMC Sierra.
Yeah.
It was a lot more expensive truck than my truck is. It got smacked with hail right before she sold it.
Yeah.
And that was $8,000. They charged her $8,000 to do that. Her truck was, you remember that big hailstorm that came through, broke out all our windows. We had to get a new roof on our house, shattered windshields in the vehicles. You remember that hailstorm?
Yeah, that's the one that destroyed my Mustang.
Yep. Same hailstorm.
Yeah, that fucking hailstorm. I'm so mad about it.
That was immensely more damage than what my truck had. It was amazing.
And a newer vehicle.
Yeah, and a newer vehicle, like a $50,000 vehicle, compared to I think my truck was like 33,000 brand new or something, or 30. I think it was 36,000 brand new.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that was $8,000. And my mom decided, so she went and got it quoted, and they quoted her $8,000 to do that pickup. And then she decided, well, I'm not going to have it repaired. I'm just going to sell it as is. And the insurance or the dealership, or that she traded her truck for the diesel she has now.
Yeah.
They only took $4,000 off of the truck for the hail damage. So that tells me that this place that the mechanic's place,
yeah,
was quoted her over $4,000 more than they should have.
Yeah.
And somehow my truck costs more money than a brand, like a 3-year newer truck that was a luxury vehicle compared to mine, which technically was a luxury vehicle for 2011, but yeah, I don't know.
Bro owns a luxury vehicle.
Well, that just means it comes with all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, right? Yeah, bro owns a luxury vehicle.
Now, nowadays it's like a backup camera and heated seats.
That's not fair. My car's got a backup camera, and I mean, if you go back, my Mitsubishi had heated seats that I don't think we ever used one time.
No, but what I'm saying is there's vehicles that you can just buy completely bland, and they don't have heated seats. They just have cloth seats. They have roll down one of these windows, you roll them down,
I don't think that should be legal in 2023. Because the minimum price you're charging for your vehicle, you can just put fucking automatic windows in, you fucking weirdos.
Right. But the thing about it, all new vehicles nowadays just have automatic windows, except for Ford.
Yeah, I know. Dude, all car companies do their dumb bullshit. What's even more fucked up is I think that base model Ford that has the fucking handle rolled down windows has a backup camera.
It does.
What fucking... What? I don't understand.
Like this big, though.
Well, yeah.
They're literally this big.
Who cares? Which is confusing because the one in my Focus isn't that big. Though the screen to see where you're going is only that big.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you literally have to, in order to even see, to hook up a trailer or something, I have to get my face, this close to see anything.
I'm glad with my car I don't have to hook up anything, so I just use it to make sure I'm not going to hit anything.
It's like cutting your phone in half and then pulling it way the hell out here to try and see what the hell is on the phone.
Yeah.
It's tough, and always covered in dirt because we live where we live.
Dude, I've thought about just replacing the whole center console thing in my car and getting just a big ass fucking screen thing to replace. I've thought about it. I think about doing stuff to my car and then I go, dude, I don't even get in my car. So what the fuck is the point?
The other thing is, how long are you actually going to have this car before you find another car that's got a really good deal on it and you dump it off to Kevin and then you go get another car?
Yeah, that's kind of a thing I do is
hey, Kevin, could you buy my car so I can go get another car?
Well, right. Yeah, that's exactly how it would go. You buy this little car so I can go buy this other car. Or the way it would actually go is he'd buy the other one because that makes more sense. And then we'd just swap titles because life.
Yeah.
But the amount of title swapping I've done for vehicles in my life is interesting.
I've done one.
I've owned a lot of vehicles, bro. I've owned a lot of vehicles that I wasn't given by my parents, but I didn't pay for.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of free vehicles.
Must be nice. I just decided to pay. I paid more than what I probably could have afforded, but at the time, I wanted to buy something that was going to last me a long time, and it's done pretty well.
He says that as if my free Toyota wouldn't have lasted longer if not taken out by a fucking... No, and it still lasted till today. It's just I let some fucking meth heads borrow it, and now it grosses me out, and I can't touch it.
Right. Yeah.
I made a bad decision once.
At the time, I could understand it. If you were to make that decision today, I'd have been like, dude.
Right. At the time that we didn't exactly know everything that was going on.
Not transpired yet. So.
Right. So it got much worse. That
Yeah.
decision looks a lot worse now. Back then, I get it. Now, nah, dude. Oh, fuck, that's just awful. I just want to let you know, you just talked for 45 minutes.
I did.
Yeah.
I almost took up the entire podcast. I'm sorry.
Nobody can ever say that we don't let Wunder speak. It's just normally Wunder doesn't want to speak.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, see, it would have been this last week too, but no. Somebody
Hey,
had to double click or something.
it's not. I don't think it was my fault. I genuinely don't know what happened. So I was just using the button on my Stream Deck, so I don't know if I held it too long or I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know what happened last week.
Maybe you didn't get it all the way pushed down.
Apparently the Vikings tried to
started.
match the Eagles' offer for Saquon. So apparently we offered him the same amount of money, which means he chose Philly just out of pettiness.
Oh.
The Giants fucked me over. I'm going to go play for their rival. Fuck those guys. Which I can respect it. Makes me a little sad, but I can respect it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I just can't wait for us to sign Aaron Jones, sign a kicker, trade up for fucking Drake May, and run this league.
I see people picking up all these cool players, these good free agents, and blah blah blah. And all I see is the Bills got rid of this guy, and he went here. Oh, they got rid of this guy.
Hey, the Bills re-signed AJ Epinesa.
That's good.
What else they do? They restructured Josh Allen's contract to save some money.
Yeah.
They
Josh Allen's already got more money, he knows what to do with anyway, so
obviously that doesn't matter. Look at why Cuzzo left Minnesota. So yeah, Kirk Cousins signed a deal with the Falcons, 4 years, $180 million. So if I ever hear another motherfucker if I hear Kirk Cousins say, well, it wasn't about the money, I am personally cutting off his kneecaps.
No, just cut his Achilles.
Aha! Cutting the other one this time. Fuck you.
Oh, man.
Ooh, the Bengals are releasing Joe Mixon. Who cares? He's washed.
Yeah.
He's the Dalvin Cook of this class. And then there's the Derrick Henry, who I think is just going to be Frank Gore and play till he's 90 and always just be good enough.
The Bengals are getting ready. T. Higgins has requested a trade too, hasn't he?
Yeah, T. Higgins requested a trade.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, T. Higgins could go to the Bills.
Jacoby Brissett signed with the Patriots, and that makes me sad. A bunch of guys going back to their old teams. Christian Wilkins, who I wanted, is going to the Raiders on a 4-year, $110 million deal. So, homie got paid.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Gonna make $30 million next year.
Must be nice. I just want to do that for 1 year.
Right. Austin Eckler signed with the Commanders. They're really making moves. They got Austin Eckler. The
Commanders actually did better last year than I thought they were going to.
Did they? They're the third worst team in football.
It's better than what I expected them to do.
What did you expect them to do? Why did you think the Patriots would be better? Why did you think well, I get thinking the Panthers would be better. That's fair. Gus Edwards of the Ravens signed with the Chargers, so they have a real running back now. Sorry, messaging somebody else about a thing that I'm doing. I'm not ready to announce things yet. I'm just working on stuff, and I've got a thing to work on. It was kind of nice. I was able to get some texts fired off while you were yapping and didn't have to feel bad about not paying attention because you were just going, man. You were just going.
I figured you were doing something, Because you weren't even doing the yeah,
Yeah, no,
You
I was
felt
just letting you cook, and I was like, all right, this gives me some time. Let me cook. Um, Broncos are losing another offensive lineman. The Giants traded for Brian Burns from the Panthers for a second and a fourth round pick. That's it for a star edge rusher, and then gave him a 5-year, $150 million deal. Oof. I don't know. The Lions traded for a corner, I guess. They also signed Marcus Davenport. Neither of those are really going to matter. The Packers are stupid and signed Josh Jacobs just to cut Aaron Jones, who's better. And now Aaron Jones is on the phone with the Vikings. So that's exciting. Give me Aaron Jones, Dalton Reisner, and I need a kicker. Who's out there? Because I know Cameron Dicker might have been, but I don't think he actually is. Calvin Ridley is not going to be a Jaguar anymore, so I wonder where he goes. Make him a Viking too, would you? Who else can we have? Chase Young still being on the market is intriguing to me, but
yeah,
I don't know. DJ Reader is kind of old for a 3-tech, but taking him away from the Bengals would help the Bills and would be great for us, so I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Aaron Jones, yeah, he's the guy. I'm looking for a kicker. I'm not seeing any kickers, though. I want a kicker.
You got to grab one off like a late round draft or something.
I don't want to draft a rookie kicker. Rookie kickers have issues.
More issues than the guy you know.
They probably have as many or more issues than the guy we got. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I just can't find a list of like by position free agents. Here we go. Kicker.
I'm so sore.
I got nothing.
The department that I went and got my red card.
Yeah.
That they were really trying to get me to like quit my job and just go fight fire for a living.
Where would you have to move to do that?
Nowhere. Like technically I could still live here. Basically what would happen is it's like most times it's seasonal. So like 3 or 4 months out of the year, I would just go hop on a truck with them and they would drive to Texas or California and fight wildfire for 14 to 21 days at a time before they come back.
What do you do for the rest of the year?
I don't have to worry about it. I'll be making $120,000 a year.
So why didn't you just do it?
Because I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. It's a good fallback thing. If I get fired or get absolutely fed
bro,
up
this job that's going to pay $70,000 more a year. Like
yeah, but I'm also away from my family for 4 months at a time. 3 or 4 months at a time.
See, this is where me and you differ. Any excuse to get the fuck out of here and I'm gone.
Not showering for
bro acts like he showers.
I do every day.
No, you stew in your own filth in a bathtub, you nasty bitch.
Super, like tonight, I showered the dirt off of me and then took a bath because the hot water helps with my achy bones.
Bro's acting all achy and old.
If anybody out there that's been in the fire department that has a red card, they know what I'm talking about when it comes to arduous pack test. Sucks ass. Especially if you don't train for it. You just get your fat ass up out of a gaming chair and go do it. Without any training. all out of shape and shit. Still
Damn.
passed it though.
So there's this wrestler, Maxine Dupree. She's learning how to wrestle. She was never gonna be a wrestler. She was just gonna be like the manager, type character. But now she's learning how to wrestle. And she's not great, but she's also never wrestled before. She's learning. That's the whole joke. A bunch of fans booed her at a house show for some reason.
Oh.
And tonight during a match, the person she was going up against, not even in an actual promo, just like mid-match yelling at her. You know why everyone boos you? You don't belong here. You think the internet hates you? You should hear what the girls in the locker room say. It's a good thing your dead brother isn't here to see what an embarrassment you've become. God damn.
God damn.
Damn, bro.
Jesus, what the fuck did she ever do? You think she fucking, I don't know, murdered some puppies or something?
Oh, that's incredible. Oh, incredible. That's insane. It's awful, but it's insane. That's one way to do it, I guess. Oh, man. Insane. In the membrane. Insane in the membrane. I don't like the membrane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brain.
The Lions lost a couple offensive linemen, which is great because now you get to see how Jared Goff is behind a bad O-line. And he wasn't that good behind a good one.
Yeah.
I just want the Vikings to do something.
I just want the Bills to do something other than get rid of people.
Hey, at least you didn't get rid of your quarterback. But maybe you should. Maybe you'd win more.
I mean, Josh Allen could go to the Vikings. I'd be fine with it.
That'd be pretty sick.
I look good in purple.
There you go.
And he'd still be playing for a team that's never won a Super Bowl before.
Right.
So he'd have a possibility of basically being a great.
Yeah, he'll be a legend if he wins the Super Bowl in Buffalo.
I don't care how shitty or average of a quarterback you are. If you win
dude,
a
if
Super
Nick
Bowl,
Mullins wins a Super Bowl in Minnesota next year, we're building him a statue. I don't care. Case Keenum almost got a statue for winning a playoff game. Like, damn.
Like, and I just want him because he played for Wyoming, and everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I just want him to win a Super Bowl, or, because he's being a quarterback. Quarterbacks are the ones that get recognized.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if the Bengals win a Super Bowl, Logan Wilson isn't going to be the person that's recognized for it,
Unless he Von Miller's the Super Bowl and just is the reason they win that game.
Right.
Which
or has
isn't
a
likely.
6 or something to win the game. Or
right. That's what I mean, though. He'd have to Von Miller it and just you can't watch that game without specifically talking about him. And right now, Logan Wilson gets talked about as the guy who lost them a Super Bowl because of that fucking holding call.
Yeah.
I know I wanted the Rams to win, but not like that.
Yeah, that sucked bad. Technically, I was a better defensive player than him. And here I am.
Apparently the Vikings are interested in Sam Darnold or somebody said Jimmy G, but I have yet to see a Vikings reporter say that, so I don't actually buy it. Being the bridge quarterback. I'm sorry. None of them are good. If you're going to have a guy be the bridge quarterbacks don't work unless the bridge is Kirk Cousins. Because after about 3 weeks, that quarterback's going to throw an interception, and it's going to be too late, and you're going to put the rookie in anyways. So if we're just going to, say fuck it and put a veteran out there just to be out there, how about you just let Nick Mullins play? He's been on the team for 3 years, knows the offense, is good with all the players. Just go chuck it, and in week 2, when you throw your 18th interception, we'll trot the rookie out there, and it'll be fine.
Right.
Just give me Nick Mullins. Give me the guy who cares about the team.
The
guy who is tearing up talking about how much he loved the team. There is nobody who's a little better or safer. There's just not. And if they're going to suck, I don't want a safer option. If you're going to suck, give me the guy who's not afraid to just chuck it.
Right. Well, my thing is, and he could end up not playing that bad where he's settled in. He's had time to practice.
No, he played pretty okay. He had 400 yards and 3 touchdowns a game. He'd just pair it with 3 picks.
But I mean, he throws less picks or whatever because he's had more time to practice, has more time to settle in, has more time to learn his receivers. Because he's kind of just thrown in mid-season, or 3/4 of the season. That's kind of hard to just go from the bench to all of a sudden, oh, I'm the guy.
Right.
Oh shit.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I planned on being a running back and I turned around and threw the football to our coach and all of a sudden I became the quarterback. I was like, oh shit.
Right.
Well, how'd you like to be quarterback?
No.
Well, I played everywhere else. Why not? I guess I'll give her a try. And then turned out to be pretty decent at it.
All right, let's go look at the free agents. Who's left? Who do I want the Vikings to get outside of Aaron? If there was a way, even though we signed 2 edge rushers to bring Danielle Hunter back, I'm down. I'd be so down to put him back on the team. I just don't think there's a way. Dalton Reisner would be cool. Chase Young would be cool if we could get him cheaper than Danielle. Because I think a rotation of pass rushers is better anyways. Yeah. I want Reisner back. DJ Reader would be sick. Do we have the money to do all of this? I don't know. Aaron Jones. We need a center, and I don't know who that is.
I just know I was really happy to have Von Miller, and now I really, 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 really wish we would have passed on that deal.
Yeah. That'll happen.
He seemed to be the guy at the time, and then he got injured, and then
and a 6-year deal for a 30-something-year-old was always a bad idea.
Yeah. That's really kicking us in the ass right now.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen.
At least Josh Allen's willing to, at least pretend like it's not about the money and rework contracts and, not pull Kirk Cousins and I'm going to go over here to a crappy team for $100-some thousand or $120 million.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Free agency's interesting, man.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins has a yacht to buy or something,
I guess. That's so lame. Oh, that's... I don't know. I don't know what the Vikings' plan is, but I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yep.
At the end of the day. Might not be good, but it'll be interesting.
That's who could make this a good gig, the fire department stuff. Cody, he's a teacher, has the summers off. Could teach all winter and then go fight fire for 3 months, make $100,000 doing that, while also still getting paid for being a teacher. And that's where he would get his health benefits from.
There you go.
Good benefits.
You don't get benefits as a teacher?
No, you do. They got good benefits.
But... Oh, I see what you were saying now.
I'm saying
I had
when
it.
you go fight fire,
Yeah.
you don't have benefits.
I had it in my head thinking the reverse way. I was like, what do you...
Which wouldn't be that hard to have insurance because you're making $100 and some thousand. You can just
Yeah.
pay for your own insurance. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want more news. I just want more news. Gabe
I'm sure
Davis is a Jaguar.
I know.
He's gonna beat the.
They're gonna beat us with Gabe Davis.
Yeah, he's gonna beat the Bills constantly.
Yeah. Allen sure liked to throw to him, so
Yeah. That's tough.
now he's gonna have to throw back to Stephon Diggs.
Only 2 wide receivers have signed, and both went to the Jags, Gabe Davis and Devin Duvernay. So, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, Hollywood Brown, Darnell Mooney, Curtis Samuel are all available. I want Curtis Samuel to be a Bear. I know, me rooting for the Bears to get good players is weird, but Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore were like best friends when they played together in Carolina. And both of them, since then, have done the ritual in the tunnel that they did with each other, just alone.
Yeah.
And I think it would be sick to reunite them.
True. Yeah.
Also, the Bears have number 4 open anyways, so he can go take that.
Yeah.
I don't know why in my head he wore number 4, because I think he's only ever worn 11, but whatever, not important. He can wear whatever number he wants.
True.
So I don't know what the Bills do though, because I don't know who makes sense, and I don't know what makes sense for that team because the whole team is shot. They got nothing. They traded everybody. But yeah. Tough.
Yep.
I don't think I got anything else to talk about though.
Nope, I got my rant done for the day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna title this one Wunder Carries an Episode.
I'm sure I will have updates in a future episode.
That'll be fun. Wunder actually has something going on.
Mm-hmm.
All I got going on is I'm gonna go get another tattoo probably next week.
Yeah.
You know, probably schedule it the day before we go play darts, because for some reason I always have to have my arm wrapped up while we're playing darts.
Yep.
Don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Also, I just want you to tell me when we're playing darts.
I will tell you everything I know as soon as I know something.
Well, just figure it the fuck out already.
Well, if I was in charge of the league, it would already be done. You would already know, but I'm not. So.
God damn. It's taking forever.
I know why it'll be done tomorrow. I know why it's not taken.
Another team still had a game to play.
Another team had to postpone a game until today.
Gotcha.
So that's why. So she'll probably have them done by tomorrow.
Gotcha. All I know is if we got the bye, you're all welcome.
Yes.
Ugh.
This dude had to carry us. I've been struggling the last couple of weeks.
I know. And I struggled last week. It's just this week. Struggled 2 weeks ago. Last week, I finally kind of got back into it. Other than, dude, I don't know what it is with these motherfuckers getting so lucky against me all the time.
Right.
Dude did not have a round of more than 30 points one time. Fucking 98 to beat me in the final round. It's like, bro, what? Fuck.
Yeah, and it's all because they just like wing them up there and they somehow hit triples and
they just get lucky.
I need a 13. Oh, I got it.
It's like, bro, you haven't hit where you're aiming one time ever.
My favorite was what the hell was it she needed?
Yeah, she needed a 14.
Yeah,
threw for a 14 and hit a double 7.
Yeah, so 14 is like at the top of the board.
Top left. And
top left of the board. She just yeets, like limp arms it, screws it up so bad, and it like falls and hits double seven of all the things and wins the game. She was like, "Oh," because she didn't even think she won. Ah, she's so lucky. She is like that too. She just gets so lucky all the time. It drives me nuts.
yeah, and then last week the team decides that can't win games, so I now have to face their best player in the final round to get us the win. That would decide whether we even have a chance for a bye or not. But don't worry, I got it, even though I almost fucked it up.
I mean, technically, if you would have lost, we would have went into 501, and then it would have been a team thing. So we could have still won if you'd have lost. But I'm just glad you hit that double something.
I hit a triple 19.
Yeah, triple.
Because I set myself up to need a 57.
Yeah,
because I knew I couldn't hit it in one dart, so I was like, okay, where can I set myself up? And that's technically not what I wanted either, but I set myself up in a good enough spot anyways.
He listens pretty well, because I was like, pulling me and hit a triple 19. He walks up there and he's like, bah! Right in the middle of the triple 19. I'm like, fuck yeah! I've never been so happy to write down a wins in my life.
Oh, yeah. It was something, man. That's why I go last. Yeah. I don't feel the pressure like that, other than it just being annoyed at, like, God damn it, really? You're going to make me do this every time?
Yeah. Well.
It definitely wasn't as good as the last time I got prepped for a final round, though.
Yeah. Even though it didn't even matter.
But I thought it would, so I was, like, getting so locked in. The poor lady I had to face that night.
Yeah.
Take it easy on me, would you? And I was like, I had music on so loud, I was out of it. I was just locked. Poodle-a-doodle-loop, poodle-a-doodle-loop. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, hits 2 triple 20s right off the bat.
And a bullseye, just like, huh?
Has a high ton, yeah.
And then 2 bullseyes and a 19. And then hit... And then fuck it up so I don't get a 3-round out because I'm useless.
Yeah. Still got a 4-rounder, though.
Yeah, but fuck.
Still get a little pin for that. Hopefully they still do pins this year.
I hope that's pins. That's fair.
If not, if they don't, we'll just order you one.
That's fair.
You can get them on the internet. That's the whole reason they're not doing them anymore is because they've become, like, stupidly expensive to buy a whole bunch of them. Because they want you to buy bulk nowadays. And they don't really like buying bulk because, not a lot of people are that good at darts, and they would take forever to get rid of them all. And they like to change things up. They don't like to have the same fucking pin every single year, They like to change them up a little bit so that they're, you're not getting the same. Some people don't like to get the same thing every single year, It means better. It means more when they look different.
Yeah.
They're a little more collectible. It's like going to, every year you go to Sturgis, so you can get the little pin or whatever. Every year it's different. Makes it more collectible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I like seeing different things.
Fair. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up there.
Sounds good to me.
So.
Bedtime for me.
Yeah. Still no gaming. Wunder refuses to game it. Wunder doesn't like to be a gamer.
I do. I just don't have the time yet.
Don't let him lie to you, chat. It's because he spent an hour in the bathtub.
I did not. I showered, took a bath, and that was 20 minutes. And then
you left my house at 5:30. We started the podcast.
6:30?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's an hour later now, dude. It's 6:30. It was 6:30 when I told you it was right before 6. It was right before 6:30 because I told you I'll probably be getting in the tub at 6:30 or 6:45. Or getting out of the tub at 6:30 or 6:45.
I don't think because you were not here for over an hour, dude. You got
let-
here at
I
5:20.
let Cody's dog out at 6:30
Well, you got here at 5:20, and you were not here for over an hour.
or 5:30. I mean, I let Cody's dog out at 5:30, so I know it wasn't.
Well,
I
you
was-
got
it
home
was
before
at least-
6, because you weren't here half an hour.
Pretty close.
No,
We sat there and bullshitted for a little bit, and you had to show me the food
not that
and
one.
stuff.
Oh, I can't wait for that video. It's gonna be a while though. But yeah, let's just end. None of this is important.
That's good.
But yeah, so that's all we got for this week. So thanks for watching. Me and half facing camera he's over there. We'll see you next time. All the fun stuff. Bye.